morning edition, the Bahamas Power and Light Company to re-engage some of its former employees. A team from the Ministry of Health to assess mold concerns at the passport office. And Miss World Bahamas prepares for a major international competition. Good morning to all of you. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Morning Edition. Thank you so much for waking up with us. You are now looking at a live shot of Western New Providence, courtesy of the ZNS Tower Cam here on Rusty Bethel Drive. Our Sieska Adderley is standing by with traffic police to discuss how you should properly maneuver curves on our streets. Good morning, Sieska.
Good Wednesday morning. This morning we're coming to you live from East Bay Street, and we're talking taking curves and how to do so correctly. Sergeant Cressenia Johnson from the Traffic Division is here to tell us how to do so. Good morning, Sergeant Johnson. How are you?
A pleasant good morning to you, and a pleasant good morning, Bahamas. Well, curves. Whenever you're taking a curve, the main thing to keep in mind is to slow down. A vehicle, when it's proceeding, a vehicle goes straight. And if you need to deviate away from that straight path, what you simply do is to do not accelerate, do not go faster, but you slow down in order to execute that maneuver. We find that early in the morning, late at night, people try to do this fast and furious maneuvers. They want to take the wheel and they want to turn it hard and switch it in this sudden fashion. But we simply ask you to do, and if you could observe behind me, there are vehicles that is taking the curve, to simply slow down to execute that movement.
Now, are you finding that accidents are as a result of people taking the curves, like you say, making those fast and furious maneuvers across around the curves?
What we find is this. If you take those curves at a high rate of speed, that causes you to lose control of that vehicle. What we simply ask you to, like I said before, to slow down, because vehicles, they're designed to go at a particular rate to do a particular thing. And once it deviates from that plan, then you have to adjust. So in this case, just simply slow down to execute your turn.
So curves also ties in with speed and excessive speed as well, which is another challenge that you all have at the traffic.
All the time, you know, and especially in these areas, we have a number of curves following the next. So we ask persons to please slow down. There are speed limit signs in the area to remind you of your speed and the distance and the speed that you're traveling at. Please pay attention to these road signs and slow down.
All right. Thank you so much. Couldn't have said it better myself. Sergeant Cressenia Johnson from the Traffic Division. Slow down, Bahamas. Back to you in the studio, LaDawn.
Thanks a lot, Sieska. And for more on how our weather is shaping up today, here's Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good morning, Basil.
Good morning, LaDawn. We continue our countdown. 23 days now remaining in the tropical cyclone season, but most importantly, there are no activities out there in the tropical belt. Outside of our studios, we have partly sunny skies, temperature at 75 degrees, your relative humidity 88%, easterly winds at 4 miles per hour, your barometric pressure 1,015.6 millibars, that's 30.01 inches, and it is steady. Temperatures around the islands this morning picking up some 76 in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, also Green, Torquay, and Abaco. Freeport, 76 degrees, 80 degrees in the Berry Islands, 79 in Bimini as we take you into Harbor Island, 78 degrees. Roxanne and Lutra also at 78. Otterstown, Cat Island, 79. Stanley Key, 78. 78 is also in Kemp Space on Andros and Fresh Creek in Central Andros. In San Salvador and Rumkey, it is 79 degrees. Crooked Island, Clarencetown, Long Island. Betsy Bay, Megorna, 78. 78 in Acklands. Ragged Island, 79. 78 in Matchetown, Inagua, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 80 degrees. Your boating forecast for today in the Northwestern Islands, easterly winds at 10 to 15 knots, those wave heights not bad at all, 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. High tide 7:10 this morning. Low tide will take place at 1:34 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands today, easterly winds 12 to 18 knots, and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet with a moderate chop. That's going to do it for your first look at weather, the morning edition. Stay tuned. Your forecast for today and tonight is still ahead.
Thanks a lot, Basil. In the news this Wednesday, employees at the Bahamas Power and Light Company could expect some improvements to the shift system as negotiations between the union and the government will convene later this month. President of the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union, Paul Maynard, telling ZNS News that it's been an ongoing battle for union members, but he's optimistic that the matter would be addressed.
We are talking to them about the shift system. I think this month they were waiting on the government negotiator to get back from vacation. But this month we're supposed to start negotiating for a new contract. Like I said, with this new deal, BP is getting out of generation business, which means that I want to make sure that they secure employees who are down at Clifton Pier. That has to be part of the deal. Otherwise, you know, the union ain't signed off on it. We'll be screaming. They can't lose any of the benefits that they currently have.
Maynard also gave an update on former employees who are expected to return to the utility company in a matter of days.
The union has been able to get re-engage former employees who took the package. They're now going to participate. They want to take Station A down at Clifton Pier, which is takes 4 engines apart. They have a timeline to do it in, and so they should be back on the job on the 15th.
Passport hours reduced over the past few days due to an extensive cleaning and mold removal exercise. While the office will remain open, a team from the Ministry of Health is expected in to assess the situation. Officials say the services of a local cleaning company was contracted to carry out the works. It is believed that the exercise may have impacted the health of several workers, leading to a reduction in services and an apparent work stoppage. In other news, more clarity is being provided on talks for a pension payment proposal system for public servants. Press Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Anthony Newbold, refuting comments on social media that the government is about to eliminate pensions from public servants. He indicated that the government issued a request for a proposal for consultancy services for a project pension feasibility study for transition of a defined benefit scheme to a contribution plan in the public service. Newbold explained the reason for this government initiative.
That pension bill that the government has, and all governments have had, been screaming about it, nobody wants to touch it, is unsustainable, and so you get new hires, and the idea is, just like you contribute to your pension scheme, all new hires, the plan is for them to contribute to their pensions as well. Right now, none of them do, and so, again, there's no intention anywhere of depriving anyone of their pension. I just wanted to say that.
A Grand Bahama woman wanted by police for questioning on fraud charges. 30-year-old Dasha Larissa Flowers' last known address of Freeport is being sought by the Central Detective Unit over in Grand Bahama. In other news, the U.S. midterm elections were held yesterday, and some would say the results were not quite what we were expecting. Many were hopeful that the Democrats would gain control of the Senate, but the blue team won only 45 seats to the Republicans' 51, leaving many Americans in awe once again at the tremendous pull of the Trump-led Republicans. Team Red took the Senate, but the consolation prize went to the Democrats, who won 218 seats to secure the House. The results for many were disappointing, but clearly an exercise of democracy. And still to come, we'll meet some young members of the Urban Renewal Band and the impact it has on the nation's youth. That story and more with the Morning Edition continues.
In a hurricane zone, so safety, security, and protection of our homes and businesses is very important. That's why We Buy, You Sell, the Hurricane Impact Window and Door Specialists, offers 100% fully laminated hurricane impact windows and doors designed to withstand all category storms. Our prices are 30 to 50% lower than our competitors. We also sell porcelain, mosaic, and plank tiles. Visit our showroom and let our trained, certified staff cater to your needs. We Buy, You Sell, located number 163 Robinson Road in the old Hastings building. Call 324-6427 or 698-1141. Don't get blown away this hurricane season. Visit us today.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan. based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
Welcome back to the Morning Edition. Female incontinence is a widespread issue in our country that does not affect all ages. It's a condition that makes it difficult for women to control their bladders. Local urologist Dr. Gregory Pinto says 30 to 50% of Bahamian women are affected. He is calling for the condition and its symptoms to be brought to light sooner rather than later.
It doesn't have to be one single woman in this country that has to have a pad because they're afraid of the embarrassing leak or changing their undergarments several times a day. So if you are afraid to have a glass of water, if you're scared to jog or go to the gym because you're going to leak urine, you're scared of sexual intercourse because you're going to leak urine and you have no control of it, you can't hold down a job, you can't go out in traffic because if you're stuck in traffic you don't have a toilet nearby, or you live your life based where is the nearest toilet. That's no way to live.
Dr. Pinto says having the condition does not have to hinder everyday life because there are solutions and information readily available.
You can go to your local clinic. We can get a referral to me for Princess Margaret Urology Clinic, which we have once a week. I have a private office at Centerville Medical Center, which is 68 Collins Avenue in 6th Terrace. The number there is 326-1929. I also have a website, Urology Care Bahamas, where you can get all the information you want from there.
On a lighter note, members of the public were treated to a first glimpse of the Miss Bahamas World Bernice Gibson's wardrobe for the upcoming Miss World pageant. Gibson strutted the catwalk at the Summer Palace at the British Colonial Hilton, where she displayed pieces from day wear to evening apparel provided by local stores and Bahamian designers. Miss Bahamas organization wardrobe stylist Cardell McClam says pageant officials are pleased with the collection of outfits that Bernice will wear.
We have some Bahamian designers, particularly Tony Farrington, the Brittany collection, and we have Ria Georgina, and then Cardell McClam, all of them coming together, along with some other designers. You'll see them along the year. So we're really excited and really glad to have local designers on board, participating in sending an ambassador abroad. I want to encourage all Bahamian designers and boutiques to invest by supporting our beauty queens, because a wardrobe that they take from here shows our culture, shows our talents and our finesse, and definitely brings attention to more than just sunshine and sea. It brings attention to the gift that we have of creating in the Bahamas.
Gibson leaves for the Miss World pageant in Sanya, China on Thursday, and the pageant finale is set for December 8th. President of the Miss Bahamas organization, Michelle Malcolm, says Bernice has been preparing for Miss World since she won the title, and organizers are extremely optimistic about her chances.
As we tell the young lady, every time you go to a speaking engagement, that is preparation for the pageant. We did fly in a coach from Puerto Rico who was with her for 2 weeks to do intensive coaching to prepare her for all of the details in competing internationally. But her preparation really begins from the moment she puts on the ground, because we ensure that we constantly keep her active, speaking, appearances, and all of that really helps to prepare her for the international stage. We are very, very happy with her Beauty with a Purpose project, which was Eat Wise, Exercise, Stay Alive. She was able to get 4 schools involved. The wife of the Prime Minister joined her in the effort, and now we are pleased to say that it is becoming a national effort as a result of the involvement of the wife of the Prime Minister, who saw the value in the project. And so we're very, very excited and very hopeful that she will bring home the crown.
And for 6 years now, the Urban Renewal Band has been a driving force in the Bahamian community with a mindset to help at-risk youth and a spirit of camaraderie. The band uses music to shape the minds of our youth. Paisela Forbes has more.
She is among the minority as a female in the Urban Renewal Band, and although flute player Cheyenne Brennan says initially she had no interest in music, she has found a home among her peers.
Once you become a part of the band, you develop a bond with the people. You get cool like these, your best friends, without even calling them your best friends, and it's a positive environment.
Cheyenne says not only has the Urban Renewal Band helped her musically, it has developed her character.
To me, music kept me in a much more positive environment than being rude and all that, because I was a much more unruly child. Yeah, music helped put me much more in a positive way of life.
8-year musician turned dancer Paige Molly says even outside the band's affairs, members can always count on their senior officials or each other if they are in need.
In family situations, they were always there. If we needed counseling, they was always there for you. If we needed help during school hours, and we called, they would be there for us.
With a jazz, rake and scrape, pop, concert, and marching band, diversity in music is definitely one aspect that sets the Urban Renewal Band apart. Police Corporal Anthony Capron says pushing the kids to excel musically, but most importantly academically, is extremely important to him. He says having the right attitude is the key to success in life.
The program also helps them academically, especially when it comes to the discipline. For you to be great at anything you do, you must have discipline and respect. But they are some of the things that we instill and push the kids to have.
Paisela Forbes, ZNS Network News.
Good initiative there by the Urban Renewal Band.
What instrument do you play?
I don't play any instrument, Fisher.
Just scream a lot.
Yes,
Noise.
yes, and sing. I can sing.
Okay, that's like you.
What's coming up in sports?
Well, coming up in sports, the government schools, yes, they had their volleyball championships over at the AF Arley Gym, bumping and spiking. It was a good one.
That story and more ahead in sports.
Meanwhile, Bahamian Shanae Miller-Ubu broke a 16-year-old Commonwealth Games record as she clinched gold in the women's 200 meters final.
Can the Bahamas cut its billion-dollar food import bill? What are we really producing to feed ourselves? What are the challenges facing food production in our country? How can you contribute to reducing our food import bill? Find the answers to these questions and much more. Watch Agriculture Now with Carla Palmer, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
Welcome to sports on the middle of the week. Game 2s of the government school volleyball championships were bumping and spiking at the AF yesterday. In junior girls play, H.O. Nash completed the sweep of the Tigers 25-17 and 14. Coach Patty Johnson.
It's very special because, you know, AF Arley, they're very competitive when it comes to volleyball. They usually have good players and good service. So we came on top this time. So it'll either be between us and them or us and SC.
Now to the junior boys, and SC McPherson are stretching this series either, ending it with a 25-20 and 22 win over the Raptors of C.H. Reeves.
Actually, it's a very commitment to us. We actually stayed together. You know, we had to put it together. We had to tell our team to calm down, you know. We always had to put it together, work as a team. And we always got to make sure we have our own strengths and weaknesses and all that.
He's working hard, working hard. Coach had to show us hard work beats talent. and we just is working hard. We going undefeated. We ain't lose no game, and we just is happy.
Now to the senior girls, CV Bethel handling their business, getting by Anatole Rogers 25-13 and 22.
It was a lot of hard work, dedication, and prayer through God. But at first we started off with a little shaky, but after a while we came to.
And in senior boys, Government High pulled out the magic to win in 3 sets, 25-21, 22-25, and 15-7.
I think they were a bit nervous. They're not used to this level of tension, but, you know, it's something that they got to get used to because we plan on winning.
And fresh off their trip to Illinois, the UB men's basketball team will run up and down the court this weekend against the US Virgin Islands as part of the university's homecoming weekend. Friday and Saturday at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. The players, they are ready.
We're practicing every day, you know, working on our team chemistry, and, you know, that's about it, just getting ready for the team. I feel as if we're ready.
Really, it's just, you know, communication, defense, and getting some shots up. I feel like once we get in our rhythm and we start hitting shots, then it's very hard to beat us.
We have to work hard on the defensive end because defense brings offense. So in order for us to really we have to play our hardest to win these 2 games this weekend.
Our Friday game tips off at 8 o'clock. Buddy Hield and the Sacramento Kings, they are back on court tonight against the Toronto Raptors. Buddy Buckets has been on quite a tear of late. Kings coach Dave Jager says he's happy with Buddy's production on the court following a very slow start.
He's playing with a lot of confidence. I think he struggled a little bit in the preseason, and, you know, I just kept telling him, like, you're pressing a little bit. Just relax. You're too good of a shooter. These things come and go, and so he stayed with it. He trusts his work. He's playing a lot of minutes, and he's a guy that, you know, that tailback that you give the 30th and 35th run to and hand off to. He gets those deeper minutes, and it seems like he catches fire. He just was on fire there in Miami the other night and just really pulled us through in the third quarter. We ended up scoring 43 points, and it was a lot of fun.
DeAndre Ayton had 15 points, 13 boards, and 8 assists last night. The Phoenix Suns went down to the Brooklyn Nets. And that's going to do it for sports on a Wednesday. I'm Charles Fisher. Have yourself a productive day.
Was the talk of the town, but get ready for more.
More energy, more excitement, exhilarating, compelling, informative, educational talk on The Conversation.
I'm Shanique Miller. Pull up a chair with a cup of tea and join me weekdays at 4 on Radio Bahamas, 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, and The Light, 810 AM for The Conversation. I'm excited to have you around the table.
I'm Megan Shepard, a reporter here at the ZNS Northern Service. Did you know that ZNS is right at your fingertips when you download the new ZNS app? Missed something in our newscast? That's okay. Simply pull up the app, swipe, and you'll find all of our news headlines and highlights. So what are you waiting for? Download the new ZNS app today.
Hi, I'm Stuart Cove. And for many years, I've taken pride in introducing young Bahamians and international visitors to the wonders of our Bahamian underwater world. Our marine ecosystem helps to keep our tourism industry and fisheries sector healthy and lucrative. We must all do our part in protecting it for future generations. And that is why I ensure our staff and customers are taught about the importance of coral reefs. I do this and more to protect our underwater life because I care. Do you?
Now you can watch the ZNS network of channels absolutely free. That's right, ZNS is now broadcasting 3 separate channels, free to air on Channel 13. One channel has the regular ZNS TV HD programming. One is the Parliamentary channel, and one is the 24/7 television community page. These channels may be accessed simply by attaching either a rabbit ears antenna or an indoor amplified antenna to the RF input connector on the back of your digital television or flat screen TV. Once the antenna is connected, select TV mode and choose Auto Scan, and your TV will automatically pick up Channel 13 at no charge. Once you're on Channel 13, just use the channel selector to go to each of the 3 ZNS free channels. Antennas are available on many sites online. free TV, ZNS brings it back to you.
Meanwhile, Bahamian Shanae Miller-Ubu broke a 16-year-old Commonwealth Games record as she clinched gold in the women's 200 meters final.
Oh, not the cool one.
Busted! Busted! Don't you know you guys are breaking the law by not using your seat belts?
Man, Charlie, man, I'm using my seat belt.
Wrong!
The seat belt is not for opening your alcoholic drink. It is for saving lives. And by the way, for those of you who continue to drink and drive, we're on the lookout for you too.
In our final look at weather, the countdown continues. 23 days remaining in the tropical cyclone season, and the tropics remain very quiet this morning. But we still have that stall-out front system to the north of us, and just ahead of that, the winds are falling off quite nicely over the northwest Bahamas, and that, coupled with the warm temperatures, will support 1 or 2 brief showers in the northwest Bahamas. Not so lucky in the central and southeastern islands. The winds will remain a bit stiff, around 12 to 18 knots, so caution flags remain in place for you boaters in the central and southeastern islands. The weather for today, mostly sunny with a brief passing shower or 2. High temperature about 86 degrees. And tonight we're looking at few clouds, still mild with a brief shower in spots. Low temperature 74 degrees. Extended weather forecast heading into the weekend. Beautiful weekend shaping up right into the early part of next week. Those sunshine, lots of sunshine will continue. By the middle of next week, we're looking for a weak front system to move in our area, and that too will bring some showers to the area. LaDon?
And thank you so much for waking up with us once again. I'm LaDon Davis. See you right back here tomorrow morning.